Well, hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another eMarketer Tech Talk, where we host guests from all areas of AdTech, MarTech, and media. I'm Nancy Teferasantos, Senior Vice President, eMarketer Insider Intelligence. Today, we're going to hear retail media best practices for both operational and brand building tactics that brands commonly use to sell on Amazon. This is your opportunity to learn. We want it to be an educational journey as always. So please submit questions during the presentation and we'll do our best to get to as many as we can during the Q&A. Now I want to introduce my special guest, a new friend from Tinuiti, Megan King, who's Senior Account Manager of Retail Operations. Megan, welcome.
Hi, Nancy. Thank you so much. Really excited to be here today and get into the weeds about Amazon. Hi, everyone. Like Nancy said, I'm Megan King. I'm a senior account manager at Tinuiti. I've been at Tinuiti for 4 years and previously spent time working at Amazon on a promotions operations team. Right now, my day-to-day is primarily focused on the beauty vertical in both Vendor and Seller Central. I'm excited to share with you my tactical tips for Amazon's retail media operations today. But before I get too in the weeds about Amazon, a little bit about Tinuiti. We believe we've mastered the media that matters most. We are the largest independent performance marketing firm across streaming TV and the triopoly of Google, Facebook, and Amazon. At Tinuiti, we understand that success requires both strategy and channel specialization. That approach wins us awards and recognition across the industry, such as the American Business Stevie Awards and the Shorty Awards, and allows us to help grow some of the amazing clients you see on the screen today. So let's get started. Our agenda for today is to first recap 2021 and outline some of the forecasting frustrations going into 2022. Then I'll outline the operational tactics to implement into your new year strategy, followed by detailing effective workarounds to manage the inventory challenges we've seen these past few years. And I'll finish things off by discussing how to build your brand on Amazon and ultimately do 2022 better. So let's dive in. If 2021 was a picture, it would be a shipping container stuck in the Suez Canal, primarily because this single image got the entire world talking about ocean freight and shipping logistics. Starting in March and then for the rest of the year, I could not turn on the news without hearing about some sort of mention of backup at the ports and then the ripple effect of the delays caused by the ship stuck in the port. In fact, CNBC estimated the Suez Canal blockage cost about $400 million an hour in delayed goods. I mean, that cost is astronomical because we're not just talking about finished products, we're talking about raw materials, ingredients, packaging, and bottles are just some of the things that are getting stuck in the port. And the image of the Suez Canal was predominantly featured as the top news story for over a week at the start of the year and exposed 2021 as a year of shipping delays. So now, what do we do with that? One of the biggest side effects of the unknown delivery windows and the uncertainty at ports is our inability to forecast. In 2020, we saw the world shut down because of COVID, stopping all normalcy around production timelines as we know them. There were complete production outages for the first few months of the pandemic, mostly due to stopping the gathering of people. At Amazon FCs, they even implemented limited staff schedules to reduce the amount of people in the warehouse to accommodate social distancing. Because of the chaos of the unknown, Amazon stopped and prioritized essential items at their warehouse to best serve new customers who were unable to go into physical stores for goods. So then from 2020 to 2021, our consumer behavior shifts from buying more services to goods since we can't leave home to do things. As of October 2021, online shopping increased 8% year over year compared to October 2020 when we were essentially in lockdown, and Amazon even did Prime Day in October 2020. So our demand for things calls for more inventory to be shipped into the country, and our shipping ports are carrying a load they've never had to, and has to participate in a speed they've never had to before. Port timeliness and reduced production bottlenecks are going to be the only way to be successful in 2022. Inflation and the general cost of everything becoming more expensive will be difficult enough of a hurdle to overcome. So where can we step in? Here's where we get to the juicy stuff. These are the operational tactics to grow a successful brand on Amazon in 2022. First, I'll go over how to optimize your inventory strategy, give you some ways to enhance the on-site experience to bring your physical presence virtual. And in doing this, I'll show you how to keep your brand identity consistent on Amazon. So the first tactic to implement this year is to optimize your inventory by using what you already have at Amazon. Warehouse capacity has been one of the greatest contributing factors to the bottlenecks of inventory movement. The panic and bulk ordering of 2020, along with the prioritization of essential items, has left no room for restocking new or top items, causing everyone to be stuck with slow movers. Okay, but before I get on some tips on how to move those slow movers, we have to base ourselves in metrics. And here are some inventory metrics to monitor and how to help maximize your existing inventory to free up space for new stock. 4 key inventory metrics. Excess inventory. Are there any units sitting at a warehouse for longer than 90 days? What's our sell-through? How quickly are items turned around? How quickly are they ordered? Do we need to restock? Do we have any stranded inventory? Are there units at the warehouse that can't be ordered, can't be purchased by customers, that are just sitting there taking up precious space? And then what's our in-stock rate? Is the product available for purchase when a customer demands? And on Amazon, these metrics make up your Inventory Performance Index, or your IPI score. This score is to determine your ability to create shipments and fulfill orders, as well as request more inventory space. A score of over 500 is considered good, and this grade is front and center in Seller Central. But in Vendor Central, it's a little bit more hidden, so I really recommend just continuing to focus on these metrics to make sure that you're optimizing what is at Amazon fulfillment centers. So if you can't get any new stock in, look to your current inventory to determine how you can take action in moving it. Look to promote your excess inventory. Look to do bulk buy discounts, reprice slow movers, prioritize the restock of your top selling items, and then stop restocking slow movers. This year, actually at the end of last year, I had some clients completely change their ordering cadence to prioritize heroes over zeros, and really helped clear up some of that FC precious space to make sure that we can get newness in 2022. So then one other thing that you can do is look to offer a unique customer experience to help you sell through your overstocked units. Start with the customer and work backwards. Where can you capitalize on what other people are not doing? So can you create product bundles to cross-sell? What are complementary products to purchase with what you're marketing? Can you upsell? What else can they buy with your product? Virtual bundles on Amazon actually let you group products together without creating a box or a new UPC. So I really recommend looking into virtual bundles if physical bundles is a limitation. You can also look to nurture your loyal customers through retention initiatives like a repeat purchase discount. On Amazon, they now have reorder coupons and then subscribe and save coupons, as well as a subscription discount. Again, on Amazon, that's subscribe and save. It's really a no-brainer of a program to enroll your items in. At the lowest level, 0.5% for a subscribe and save, Amazon actually funds the discount if a customer does buy 5 products or more on subscribe and save. So really recommend looking to that product if your product is replenishable and getting enrolled in that service. So the next tip for 2022 is to enhance the on-site experience to make your detail page feel like a tangible product shelf. A client recently told me that in retail, they focus on their 4 feet storefront. What does the physical presence look like in their 4 feet of a store? That's the same thing on Amazon. What does your detail page look like so a customer can feel and understand your product without being able to physically touch it? There are 3 areas to highlight product features and benefits on Amazon: copy, images, and video. Copy is indexed for search and should be SEO keyword enriched. It should answer the customer questions: what is the product? Why should I buy it? And how should I use it? Your images should tell story through graphics. On the next slide, I'll show some examples of what I mean, but over 70% of Amazon purchasing decisions are based on images alone. Think about it. 70%. A customer won't even read your reviews if they don't believe in your images, if they don't like your images, if your images are not grabbing their attention, they're going to move on and they're going to go to the next thing. So focusing on your images is extremely, extremely important. And so are videos. Cisco has actually determined that nearly 82% of all internet traffic in 2022 is going to be video. Are you ready? Videos are extremely costly, and I actually have a few clients that won't touch it. But really what you need to do is think about repurposing your existing content from other channels on Amazon. How can you use what you're using in social media with your using influencers on Amazon and repurposing that digital asset? A little tip I have is that Amazon will actually make some video content for you. So if you don't know how to talk to an Amazon advertising rep, contact me, contact somebody from Tenuity afterwards. We can put you in touch with the right contact to get Amazon to create some video assets for you guys. So I said, gotta go back one. Sorry about that. Team, if imagery is one of the most important, if not the most important factor in purchasing decision, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Starting on the left, a lifestyle image with some is worth some. It's beautiful, but then looking at the next 3 images with text, those are worth even more. They tell the story of the product without even needing to click into the text, and you can digest that information within seconds. They explain how to use the product in one shot. And then finally, ending on the far right with a video, an image that moves is magic and can demonstrate how to use the product to customers. Last area to ensure you're maximizing on detail pages is A+ content. A+ content lives below the fold on desktop, which is shown by the image on the right with the arrow. So you have to scroll down a little bit on desktop to get to it. But actually on mobile, this populates right after the image carousel, meaning that this is so important for the mobile experience. A+ is your way of branding detail pages to give better insight to the product details and then maximizing content for search. In luxury beauty, we do have character counts of our content bullets above the fold. So we really maximize our A+ space for SEO enriched content. And having A+ content keeps a customer on the page longer and increases their conversion by doing so. You can maximize this feature through different modules in both vendor and seller central. Okay, so then the last tip I have for you today is to keep your brand identity consistent on Amazon in 2022 by incorporating it in your overall branding strategy. It is so important to keep an Amazon lens on everything you do. I know I live and breathe this, but make sure someone at your organization is asking, can this be used for Amazon? Or how can we use this for Amazon? It allows you to then maximize what assets, what materials you're already producing, and then repurposing it so you're not reinventing the wheel for Amazon. The first way to do this is through your brand store. Your brand store is your digital storefront on Amazon. Your AMS campaigns for sponsored brands actually drives traffic here. So it's really important that you're prioritizing your hero items and reducing the noise on your brand store. A couple of other new features is brand stories and Amazon posts. So these are actually opportunities that live below the fold above A+, and then posts is both on desktop and mobile. Brand stories are another clickable carousel on individual detail pages that link back to your brand store. It also lets you link to specific product pages or brand store pages. So this feature has become crucial to introduce cross-shopping products on a single page. It's actually one of the only features that lets you cross-shop and put products on the same page. Amazon posts allow customers to engage and follow your brand, demonstrating their interest, and then telling the Amazon algorithm that They want your brand to populate for them first. The best way I've seen clients maximize Amazon posts is by repurposing social media content and then scheduling it out within the Amazon advertising portal. Really easy to do. So I hit on why brand identity is important, but I haven't yet mentioned the biggest reason why. And that's because Amazon advertising is putting a major focus on sponsor brand campaigns this year and creating new placements, reporting, and features. It's vital that you have your brand store up to date as those campaigns drive traffic to your storefront. So as I wrap things up, how can you do 2022 better? What is it? It's January. What does the roadmap look like for the rest of the year? It's really easy, guys. You feed the flywheel. If you've never seen this image on the right, this is the famous flywheel written on the back of a napkin by Jeff Bezos. This is the key to his success that's been used as Amazon's growth strategy ever since. Essentially, Bezos said there are 6 areas of opportunity to see growth: selection, customer experience, traffic, sellers, improving a lower cost structure, improving lower prices. If you pick one of these areas to focus your energy for the year, you theoretically will see growth. Where can you inflect growth in 2022? Which area can you focus on? That'll be a quick win to help your business in 2022. I'm going to recap by saying, to grow a successful brand on Amazon in 2022, you need to optimize your inventory strategy. You need to enhance the on-site experience. And then you need to keep your brand identity consistent on site and off. Essentially, Amazon can't be a secondary thought anymore. Amazon needs to be thought about as an extension of your .com. How can Amazon look and feel like your own e-commerce page? How can you meet customers where they are and show them your brand identity on Amazon? It can be difficult, but by having a lens of Amazon first, how can we add this to Amazon? You will set yourself up for success tremendously. And before I move into the Q&A portion of the webinar, I wanted to give a quick shout out to Tinuiti's new content hub. If you want any more information on anything I covered here today, general guidelines, reports, more webinars, I encourage you to check it out. And with that, I will kick it back over to you, Nancy.
Thank you so much, Megan. This was really fantastic. I feel like the tips that you offered are doable. So that to me is really important for our audience. You shared a tip that Amazon can do video for you. It's expensive, but there's resources out there that allow you to get video up and running quickly. I loved also the tip about really being able to extend your social media campaign and bring those posts over to Amazon. Everything you can do to build your brand, mirror your brand in your Amazon store is really important for the customer experience, the journey. And also one of the things I picked up on, you said monitoring your IPI score is super critical. Really pay attention to that. I'm going to guess, tell me if I'm wrong, that you have some good resources in that content hub.
I'm leaving it on the screen for exactly that. We actually have a QR code that you can just pull your phone up right now, scan that, be taken to Tinuiti's new content hub. Use that. It's an amazing resource for everything, not just Amazon, Google, Facebook, streaming TV, everything is there. Use it. I'm learning to love it.
You know what? I am too. I was playing with it yesterday, and I have to say, really timely, fantastic content out there. So congratulations to your marketing team.
Thank
now
you.
I'm going to absolutely. I'm going to jump into the Q&A because we have lots of good questions. So here we go. Natalie in Tucson wants to know, what are some tactical things I can do to help with the supply chain operational issues that you mentioned?
Yeah, the first and foremost, like if you're in Seller Central, you have to monitor your IPI score. Look to move through your overstock. What product are you sitting on that just has way too much inventory? Promote it, return it, get it out of the way. Look at your stranded inventory and then prioritize restocking hero items first and foremost. Don't worry about the tail of your catalog if you can only get in 100 units a week. Focus on those hero items and making sure that you have sufficient inventory to back those up. Absolutely. Most important, IPI score, Nancy, you caught on to that. Measuring those metrics is action item number one. First and foremost, run with that.
Okay, thank you. And Paul in Columbus wants to know, do you expect brands will keep their focus on digital over brick and mortar stores this year?
Yes, I didn't want to, but unfortunately that's where we are. It's really important to consider Amazon an extension of your shelf, physical shelf. It is your digital shelf. So really making sure that you are who you are in retail on Amazon as well, or look to say, do I have a different customer on Amazon? Do I need to be a different person on Amazon? Do I need to be a different brand there? It is so, so important. I have a client in Canada, they're back in lockdown again. And so e-commerce is having its heyday again. And who knows where we're going to be. So I do think digital is here to stay. Your digital shelf needs to be your buzzword for 2020, if it's 2022, if it's not already.
Yeah. And I think too, like you've seen a generational shift as well. It's every demographics in the past 2 years have shifted to buying from Amazon. I have a funny story about beauty products. I love Amazon for that because it's so easy to use that subscription and rebuy them. And I accidentally had a subscription going for 2 years now that I just discovered, and it was going to an old address for my son. And so I hope somebody out there has really beautiful skin from using Burt's Bees for free for 2 years.
You are the dream Amazon customer, Nancy. You're the dream.
But anyway, we have another good question. Susie in Boston says, I'm the owner of a small to medium clothing brand, and I'm trying to launch on Amazon. How can I get started? What can you tell Susie?
Susie, the most important thing is to make sure you have enough inventory. Don't even try to launch a SKU on Amazon if you're not going to have enough inventory. This is going to make sure that the fruits of your labor in bringing relevancy to any item you set up is going to be fruitful, because you're going to be able to replenish it time and time again as that sales velocity. So first and foremost, make sure you have enough inventory before you set up the items on Amazon. And if you don't set up those items. Kind of do a gradual rollout of your catalog. You don't have to go 100 products all at once, and you can do a gradual rollout while you make sure that you have inventory and that you are learning to navigate the landscape.
Yeah, that's great advice. And, they say build it and they will come. But do you see any sort of patterns as far as like how long it would take for a new brand to take off?
Yeah, it's really difficult because it is kind of then a monetary investment. How much do you want to invest in driving traffic to Amazon as opposed to your other storefront? So I say anywhere for new brands, 30 to 90 days, really going to have to build. And it's going to matter what sort of legwork you do off Amazon in driving traffic to Amazon. So thinking about how you're going to communicate to your customer base that now they can find you on Amazon, and seeing that as an opportunity instead of a detriment in taking from your .com sales. You want to meet customers where they are, and some people are just more comfortable buying on Amazon. And so it's letting customers purchase where they want to.
Okay, thank you. And you talked a little bit about the brand store and new brand stories and the importance of really carrying your brand through and making sure that customer journey, your brand identity is really strong on Amazon. And Blake in New York wants to know, if I want to build my brand on Amazon and other platforms, what are some things I should do to maintain that brand consistency?
I think the best thing that you can do is put on an Amazon hat. I mean, like I said, I live this every day, so my Amazon hat is always on. But more often than not, just asking the question, can I use this for Amazon? Can this be repurposed? What do I need to do to make this work on other platforms? And vice versa. If you find something that's working on Amazon, how can you use that on your .com? How can you use that on your social media? So not so thinking that Amazon is a set it and forget it, but it's a living ecosystem that you're learning from your customers what is most successful. And so making sure that it's not a set it and forget it, that you're doing quarterly updates to your brand store, that you're doing Amazon posts weekly or monthly, and that you're really trying to not have Amazon be an afterthought, but have it be a thought first.
Okay, fantastic. And now we're going to go into measurement. Ted from San Francisco wants to know, what data from Amazon pages do I own or get to leverage as part of my holistic audience engagement strategy as a marketer on Amazon and beyond?
There's so much data. There's so much data. In the advertising portal, you have a lot. Unfortunately, purchasing data is so difficult. So in Vendor and Seller Central, there's a demographics report. That's the best way to find some of those opportunities and those niches outside of purchasing metrics. Otherwise, in the Amazon advertising, you have impressions, glances, click-through conversion. So there's a whole lot of KPIs. The difficulty is that exact purchase. Amazon hates giving away customer data. So in Vendor Central, it really, you do have to leverage that demographics report. In Seller Central, you are able to see a few more orders, so you can kind of make some deductions from there, but I'd really lean into that demographics.
Okay. And another question, this is from Jessica in Vancouver. Jessica, we are also in the Pacific Northwest, so nice to hear from you. Jessica wants to know, do all sellers have access to brand stories and Amazon posts?
Yes, as long as you are brand registered. So make sure that your trademarks are registered with Amazon, and those features should become available. Brand story broke about 2 weeks ago, and so it was missing from Vendor and Seller Central. It's come back in the last week. So it is, both of those posts and brand stories is a feature that Amazon rolled out in the last 6 months. So it is new, it is evolving always. If you don't see it this week, it's probably just because it's broken. But as long as you are brand registered, you do have the capability to set those up.
Okay, fantastic. And I believe we have one last question from Monica in Pittsburgh, wants to know, we are in January. What are some of your Amazon predictions for this year, Megan?
Video. If Cisco didn't say it first, 82% of online traffic is going to be video in 2022. Amazon is going to be doubling down on it. There's sponsored brand video ad campaigns that you can do. They've also launched this new channel within Amazon.com called Amazon Live, and it's their version of QVC. And so really, Amazon is putting video in front of their customers for selling, explaining how to do how products are sold. So video is expensive. There's a way to do it cheap. So really double down on that. Talk to your influencers, your content creators, and see how you can repurpose their content for Amazon. I believe it to my core that if you tell an influencer, hey, I'm going to use your content on Amazon, they're going to be thrilled. So it shouldn't be another cost to you. If they're already making social posts for you, just layer in the Amazon and you'll be leaps ahead of other people that aren't layering video content.
Super, super smart tip. Thank you. Thank you so much, Megan. This was great content. Thank you for answering all the questions from our audience. We really appreciate it. Before we wrap up, I'm going to take a moment and tell you all what's happening across eMarketer's media channels. You can register for upcoming live Tech Talk and analyst webinars at eMarketer.com/webinars. On the audio side of the house, don't forget about Behind the Numbers. That's our daily podcast. And we actually, every other Wednesday, are featuring a retail podcast. So check that that out as well. It's really fantastic. And finally, check out our newsletters. Keep an eye on your email. We're going to send out a link to today's recording, share it around your organization, check out the Content Hub, and we also are going to be sharing the slides. So thank you again for all your time, for those questions that you all sent in. We really appreciate it. Thanks again, Megan, and everyone at Tinuiti. We'll see you all on our next Tech Talk. Bye-bye.